It was a sunny Saturday morning, and Sam was standing in front of the zoo gates with his cousin Emily. Sam adjusted his backpack, looking at the colorful banner above the entrance that read, "Welcome to the Giant Adventure Zoo." His eyes lit up with excitement. "Wow, Emily, look at that. This place is huge," Sam exclaimed. Emily smiled and pulled a folded paper from her bag. "And it's not just huge, Sam. We're here for a treasure hunt," she said, unfolding a brightly colored map. The map was full of pictures of animals, paths, and check marks marking hidden clues. Sam leaned closer, examining the map. "A treasure hunt? What kind of treasure?" Emily giggled. "Well, it's not gold or jewels. It's knowledge. We'll learn about the animals and their habitats while solving clues to reach the final spot. Are you ready?" Sam gave an enthusiastic nod. "I'm ready. What's the first clue?" Emily pointed to the top of the map where the first clue was written in bold letters. "Find the largest animal on land." "Start your adventure there." The largest animal on land. That has to be an elephant," Sam guessed, grinning. "You're so smart," Emily said playfully. "Let's go to the elephant habitat and see if we're right." As they walked through the entrance, the sound of birds chirping and children laughing filled the air. Sam and Emily followed a paved path lined with colorful signs about the animals in the zoo. They were officially on their adventure. "Hey, Sam, this is going to be so much fun." "Let's make a deal," Emily suggested. "Every time we find a clue, we'll learn a new word or phrase in English. Deal?" Sam said, high-fiving her. And so, their treasure hunt began with excitement, curiosity, and a promise to learn something new with every step. Sam and Emily stood at the crossroads in the zoo, holding their map. Sam looked around, a little unsure. "Okay, Emily, how do we get to the elephant habitat?" "This map looks confusing." Emily studied the map carefully, tracing her finger over the brightly marked paths. "It says the elephant habitat is in the south section. We need to go straight and then turn left after the fountain. Got it." "Straight and then left," Sam repeated, memorizing the directions. As they walked, they passed by the fountain Emily had mentioned. Children were playing nearby, splashing water while parents watched. "There's the turn," Emily pointed, leading the way down a shaded path with large signs featuring elephant silhouettes. After a short walk, they arrived at the elephant habitat. Sam's jaw dropped as he saw the majestic creatures standing under the shade of tall trees. "Whoa, they're so big. Look at their trunks," he said, wide-eyed. Emily nodded. "Did you know elephants use their trunks to pick up food, drink water, and even give themselves a shower?" she said, pointing to a sign nearby. They stepped closer to the railing, and Sam noticed another sign hanging on the enclosure. "Look, Emily. It says, 'Congratulations, you found the first clue.'" Emily clapped her hands. "Great job, Sam. Now let's see what the next clue says." She read the card aloud. "I'm tall, have a long neck, and love to eat leaves. Who am I?" Sam grinned. "That's easy. It's a giraffe," Emily laughed. "You're right again. But where do we find the giraffes?" Sam checked the map, this time feeling more confident. "It says they're in the north section of the zoo. Let's head there next." As they started walking, Emily turned to Sam. Wait, before we go, let's practice something in English. How do you ask for directions if we get lost? Sam thought for a moment. Excuse me, can you tell me where the giraffes are? Perfect, Emily said. Now let's go find those giraffes. With their first clues solved and a new English phrase practiced, Sam and Emily continued their adventure deeper into the zoo. Sam and Emily followed the path toward the north section of the zoo, clutching their map. The sun was shining brightly, and the sounds of animals echoed around them. Sam glanced at the map and frowned. Emily, this path splits into two. Which way do we go now? Emily stopped and pointed to a nearby sign with arrows. Look, Sam. It says, Giraffe Habitat, this way. Follow the arrow to the right. Good catch, Emily, Sam said. They turned right and soon noticed taller trees and signs decorated with pictures of giraffes. As they walked, they passed a small gift shop where Emily paused. Hold on, let's ask for help just to be sure, she said, walking over to a staff member near the entrance. Emily smiled and said, Excuse me, can you tell us where the giraffe habitat is? The staff member smiled back and replied, Of course. Keep going straight for about 5 minutes, and you'll see it on your left. Thank you, Emily said as she waved. She turned to Sam. See? It's always good to check when you're not sure. After a short walk, they finally reached the giraffe habitat. Tall fences surrounded a spacious area with trees and bushes, and there, towering over everything, were the giraffes. Sam's eyes widened. Whoa, they're even taller than I imagined. Look at their long necks. Emily read from an informational sign nearby. Giraffes are the tallest animals on Earth. They can grow up to 18 feet tall and love eating leaves from tall trees. As they admired the giraffes, Sam spotted another clue taped to the fence. Here it is, the next clue, he said, pointing excitedly. Emily leaned in to read it. I'm black and white and I waddle when I walk. Who am I? Sam grinned. That's easy, a penguin. Exactly, Emily said. But the penguins are in a completely different section. They're in the east. Let's use the map again to figure out how to get there. Sam studied the map carefully. It looks like we need to cross the bridge over the pond and then take a left. That's a long walk. Let's get moving then, Emily said. But first, what's a phrase we can use to ask for directions if we need help? Sam thought for a second. We can say, Excuse me, where is the penguin habitat? Perfect, Emily said with a thumbs up. Now let's head to the penguins. With the second clue solved and more English phrases practiced, Sam and Emily set off toward the next part of their adventure. Sam and Emily followed the path toward the east section of the zoo, excited to find the penguins. But as they walked, the path seemed to twist and turn in unexpected ways. After crossing the bridge over the pond, they stopped at another fork in the road. Oh, Sam said, looking down at the map. This doesn't look right. Did we make a wrong turn? Emily took the map from him and scanned it closely. I think we were supposed to take the second left after the bridge, not the first one. Sam sighed. So, we're lost? Not really lost, Emily said, trying to stay positive. We just need to figure out where we are. Let's ask someone for help. They looked around and spotted a family nearby with two kids eating ice cream. Emily walked up to them and said, "Excuse me, can you tell us where the penguin habitat is?" The mother smiled and pointed back the way they came. "You're close. Just go back to the bridge and take the second left. You'll see a big sign for the penguins." "Thank you," Emily said, waving. As they turned around to retrace their steps, Sam let out a small laugh. "Well, at least now I'll never forget how to ask for directions. That's the spirit," Emily said, laughing with him. After correcting their route, they finally reached the penguin habitat. It was a cold, rocky area with a large glass wall where visitors could watch the penguins swim underwater. "Look at them," Sam exclaimed. "They really do waddle when they walk, and they swim so fast." Emily nodded, reading from another sign. "Penguins can swim up to 15 miles per hour. That's faster than most people can run." As they admired the penguins, Sam noticed another clue taped to the wall. He pulled it off and read aloud, "I am the king of the jungle." "Who am I?" Emily grinned. "That's easy. The king of the jungle is a lion." "But wait," Sam said, checking the map. "The lions are in the west section of the zoo." "That's pretty far from here," Emily nodded. "It is, but this is the last clue. Let's take our time and enjoy the walk." Sam smiled. "Good idea. But before we go, let's practice one more phrase." "What if we need help finding the lions?" Emily replied, "We can say, 'Excuse me, can you tell me where the lion habitat is?'" "Exactly." Sam said, "Okay, let's go find the king of the jungle." With their spirits high and their path now clear, Sam and Emily set off toward the west section, ready for the final stretch of their adventure. Sam and Emily made their way toward the west section of the zoo, eager to find the lions and solve the final clue. The path was long but filled with fascinating sights, colorful birds, playful monkeys, and even a family of zebras grazing in the distance. "Wow, this zoo really has everything," Sam said, stopping to admire the zebras. Emily smiled. "It's amazing. But we can't get distracted now. We're almost there." As they approached the lion habitat, they noticed the area getting quieter. There was a large sign that read, "Welcome to the lion's den," and behind it was a wide open enclosure with tall grass and rocks. "There they are," Sam whispered, pointing at a lion lounging majestically on a rock. "It really looks like a king watching over its kingdom." Emily nodded. "Did you know that a lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away? They're powerful animals." Sam leaned closer to the railing. "Look, Emily, there's something hanging from that tree over there." Emily followed his gaze and saw a shiny envelope tied to a low branch near the lion's enclosure. That must be the final clue. They hurried over to the tree and carefully untied the envelope. Inside was a card with big, bold letters that read, "Congratulations. You've completed the treasure hunt." Underneath the message was a short riddle. "What have you gained from this adventure?" Sam looked thoughtful for a moment before smiling. "That's easy. We've learned about animals, how to ask for directions, and how to follow a map. And we've practiced so many English phrases." Emily grinned. "Exactly. And we had so much fun doing it." Suddenly, a voice came from behind them. "You're right. That's the treasure knowledge and adventure. They turned to see a zookeeper smiling at them. She held out two small badges shaped like animals. "You've earned these for completing the treasure hunt." "Great job." Sam and Emily beamed as they took the badges. "Thank you," they said in unison. As they left the lion habitat, Sam looked at Emily. "This was the best day ever. What should we do next time?" Emily laughed. "Maybe another treasure hunt, but in a different place. There's always something new to learn." With their badges in hand and hearts full of excitement, Sam and Emily walked toward the zoo exit, ready for their next adventure. The scene transitions to a friendly narrator addressing the audience, with images of Sam, Emily, and the animals from the story appearing on the screen. Wow, Sam and Emily had an amazing day at the zoo, didn't they? But they didn't just have fun, they learned a lot along the way, and so did we. Let's take a moment to review the key phrases and words they used during their adventure. The narrator begins to recap with visuals and bold text on screen for emphasis. 1. "Excuse me, can you tell me where?" Example from the story. Sam and Emily use this phrase to ask for directions to the giraffes and penguins. Practice. Repeat after me. "Excuse me, can you tell me where the lion habitat is?" This phrase is super helpful when you're lost or need guidance. 2. Directions vocabulary. Words like straight, left, right, and path were used throughout the story. Practice. If someone says, "Turn left at the fountain," what do you do? Pause for the audience to think. That's right. You turn left. 3. Animal names and fun facts. We also learn names like elephant, giraffe, penguin, and lion. Each animal has unique features, and talking about them is a great way to practice English. Question for the audience. What's your favorite animal? Try describing it in English. 4. What have you gained from this adventure? This riddle at the end of the treasure hunt reminds us that every adventure is an opportunity to learn something new. In English, we can use phrases like, "I learned about animals," "I practiced asking for directions," "I gained confidence in speaking." The narrator pauses to encourage interaction. Now it's your turn. What did you learn from today's story? Write it in the comments below or say it out loud. Remember, the more you practice, the better you get. Closing the educational segment with a motivational tone. Learning English doesn't have to be boring. When you combine it with stories, adventures, and fun activities, it becomes something you look forward to. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep practicing. You're doing an amazing job. The narrator reappears, smiling warmly at the audience, with highlights from Sam and Emily's adventure playing in the background. What an incredible adventure we had today. But now it's your turn to join in. Let's practice everything we learned together through a fun challenge. The narrator pauses, and a simple scene of the zoo map appears on screen. Imagine you're at the same zoo as Sam and Emily. You're looking for the penguin habitat. What would you say to ask for directions? Take a moment to think about it. Pause for audience interaction with light background music to fill the gap. Did you say something like, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the penguin habitat is?" That's great! If you use this phrase, you're one step closer to mastering how to ask for directions in English. The narrator then presents another challenge, with pictures of animals appearing on screen. Now, Let's talk about animals. Pick your favorite animal from the story: elephant, giraffe, penguin, or lion. Can you describe it in English? For example, you can say, "A giraffe has a long neck and eats leaves from tall trees." Take a moment to practice. The narrator gives a few seconds for the audience to think and speak aloud. Excellent! Don't forget to share your sentences in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you've come up with. The screen transitions to Sam and Emily smiling with their treasure hunt badges while the narrator wraps up the lesson. Today, we didn't just follow a fun story. We learned practical English phrases, practiced asking for directions, and discovered how to describe animals in detail. Every small step like this builds your confidence and helps you improve. The narrator's tone becomes motivational and uplifting. Remember, learning a language is a journey, not a race. Take it one step at a time, just like Sam and Emily did on their treasure hunt. Celebrate every small success and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we grow. The video closes with a strong call to action. If you enjoyed this story and want to join more adventures while improving your English, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your next adventure is just around the corner. The final scene fades out with the message, "Keep exploring, keep learning, and see you in the next adventure."